let's move. All right, it says in the diagram, below the graph of this and the graph of that, there is equation are given. A and B are 2 points. A and B are two of the points of intersection, points of simultaneous of the two graphs, okay, of f of g. Yeah, and we were supposed to equate that, I remember yesterday, because they said determine the coordinates of A and B. That is where the two graphs are going to coincide. The two graphs will coincide. Okay, so I need to bring back that one. All right. I'm seeing my device it wants to have the mind of its own, so I refuse. All right, so let's see. I'm going to put that. So let's equate the two equations. One of them is half x squared. So we're going to equate them. So half and then x squared. But I feel like I did this one. All right, and then minus x plus 1. Okay, so it's going to be minus x plus 1. All right, I got you now. So it's going to be minus 1 all over. I'll put it there as x plus 1. And then it's going to be plus the 1. Let's double check that if it is so. Yeah, it is so indeed. All right. So, like I said yesterday, I was going to clear this x plus 1 to multiply the other side. So I can have half x squared into the parenthesis. It will be x plus 1 close equals 2. And then here I'm left with the minus 1. And then plus the 1, it's going to be into x plus the 1. There we go. Now, let's continue likewise. All right, if I multiply that, I'm going to have half. It's going to be x to the power of 3. And then plus half. And then x squared equals to minus 1 plus the x plus the 1. All right. So minus 1 and 1 are gone. I'm left with x. So I'm going to multiply by 2. Get rid of the fraction. Well, you can do that later if you want to, but I'm doing it one time like that. And then that x will be 2x. I'll bring it to the left to become minus 2x. Everything equals to 0. I've got a common factor of x. That means one of the x values at 0. So I've got x in the bracket, and then I'm left with just x squared, and then plus the x, and then minus the 2 equals to 0. So that means I can still factorize. I can still factorize this thing here. So I've got x, and then the next part that needs to be factorized, it's going to be that other part here. All right, so I'm going to open the bracket. I'm going to write x here. Now this thing is trying to make me go crazy. So it's going to be x. And then another bracket will be x. And then equals to 0. Factors of 2 showing up will be 2 and 1. This has to be plus. That has to be minus. And then we can give them the answers. Okay. Let's give them the answers. One of the answers is x equals to 0. Or the next one will be x equals to -2, or the next one will be x equals to 1. All right, so we got -2, 0, 1. So let's see which one belongs where. -2. Well, the 0 is the one there by the, okay, I want to make it red dot. I want to make it by the red dot, here by the red dot, so there. Well, it will be 0 and 0 anyway, it's an origin. So that means 1 will be here by the B. 1 will be here by the B, 1, semicolon, and something. -2 is by the A there. So we got -2, semicolon, something. Well, we can find the value. If I've got -2, put it here. -2 squared is 4. Half of 4 is 2. So I'm giving the y value. Okay, if I've got 1, put 1 here. 1 squared is 1 times half. It's going to be half. So the y will be half. So we gave them the coordinates of A and B. So let's see what else. What else is coming? It's telling me determine, well, just transpose that one of the equation to the other side. Let's fix that. So this is the same as saying g of x is greater than f of x. You're going to look where the two graphs intersect and check where the graph of g is above the f. That's what they're asking me. Okay, where it's above the f. Which one is g? Hyperbola. Hyperbola, where it's above. Well, here I want to make it yellow. Here on the yellow portion, it's above. Where else it is above? It is also above here on the yellow. All right, because normally I tell people just draw vertical lines passing through the points of intersections of the graph, where the graphs intersect. So I tell them go there, and I tell them also do it over there in the other one. Okay, let me copy that. So normally I'll say the other part. Oh, what happened now? I'm gonna cancel. Yeah, all right. Oh yeah, copy that one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. And then put it by those points of intersection. One of them is here. And then I tell them, don't forget the asymptote. I was going to do it without that. Here by the asymptote, also you've got another line. Extremely important. It's important. So let's try to draw it with dotted lines. There. All right, because that yellow, you can see it's between the asymptote and x is -2. There by the asymptote here. That asymptote is a vertical. Vertical is given by that. I mean, yeah, vertical is given by this. X equals to -1. All right, x equals to -1. So we know it's between -2 and -1, the first yellow. -2 and -1. So we can actually give them the answer here. So, okay, guys, the first answer is -2 less than x less than -1. Or the other one, where there is a yellow, it's between 0 and what? between 0 and 1, because we're looking at the x. So let's give them the same thing. So it's going to be 0 less than x less than 1. No need to put equal sign because there was no equal sign. Done with that one. The next one, determine the inverse graph of G in this form. All right, it doesn't matter. So that means in this graph, we swap x and y. All right, wherever, I'm going to just do it here. So that means this one becomes x equals to -1 all over y plus 1 plus 1. All right, that is inverse. We are done, but we need to solve for y. Bring 1 there. You got x minus 1 equals to -1 over y plus 1. That's one way. Next, multiply by this both sides. In my case, I'm going to write it as y plus 1 in the bracket. No need to multiply out because I can now divide by this to get rid of it. So I've got y plus 1 equals to -1 all over x minus 1. Then I can bring the 1 over there. Final answer, y equals to -1 over x minus 1 and then minus the 1. That is the answer they were looking for. This wonderful, beautiful people. So I'm going to copy that and then I want to bring it here. So that will be the answer here. That is the answer, that one. All right, so far so good. All right, let's look at the next thing. All right, let me save this one. This one looks cool.